Good morning, Canterbury, and welcome to Canterbury Live on Wednesday, the 26th of August. What an awesome frosty start to the day. It's going to be a fantastic, beautiful day. Make the most of it because, unfortunately, in the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, both will have rain. So leave it for the weekend, go out and enjoy it and do something fun today. Giveaways, want to start the show with that. First up, Ira Mitchell-Kirk. You only have 3 days left to enter to win this beautiful painting from Ira. It is worth $1,600 and could be a wonderful feature in your home or your business, and you may even want to gift it away. Just because you win it doesn't mean you have to keep it. There we go. Next up, movies. You can head along to the movies. A great movie at the moment, Man from U.N.C.L.E. Very good indeed. Ladies, some nice, easy on the eye chappies in it as well, just quietly. And last but not least, I had the pleasure of meeting Graham Horncastle the other day, wonderful local businessman, and he has a few books to give away for you. So there he is. There's his books there, and that interview we actually had will be airing in September. Very good indeed. Rightio, on today's show, Botox derma fillers. Do you know what they are? Do you know how they work? Do you know how much they cost? Do you need them? Do you really need them? Can you have too much? Well, thank goodness P. Blackwood is here from Modbod and Rangiora, telling you exactly the way it is, and we'll have some before and afters, so very interesting indeed. Tech bikes, Alex is here, and I may even hop on a bike. I may, and hopefully I stay on that bike. Taxidermy and fashionable taxidermy. Can that be? Well, yes it can. In 2010 I had the pleasure of meeting Claire Third, taxidermist in Littleton, and you'll see that. Warning though, if you're a bit squeamish, you may have to look away a couple of times. And interior design for your home, I have Karen Smith here, as well as Friday, Daffodil Day, it's happening. We talk to the Cancer Society. Rightio, weddings. How much did you spend on your wedding? How much are you planning on spending on your wedding? Well, today, we have the 3 most expensive weddings of all time at this point that could go up, and here they are. Rightio, let me get ready for this because it's not Mr. and Mrs. Smith by any means. So, number 3 is Alexandra Nikolic Miklenko and Andrei Milenko. Now, the bride was a Serbian model. The groom is Russian billionaire and founder of MDM Bank. At their wedding in France, they had performances by Whitney Houston, Julio Iglesias and Enrique, Christina Aguilera, who are all flown to Cannes on a private jet and given an estimated $3.6 million each to perform. The total spend, $30 million. Drop in the bucket really if you're a billionaire, I suppose. Next up, number 2, Vanisha Mittal and Amit Bhatia. Well, there they are. The bride, daughter of billionaire, steel magnate Lakshmi Mittal, the richest man in India, and the groom, investment banker and owner of Swordfish Investments. A little bit of trivia. The couple starred in a specially written full-scale Bollywood musical version of their early relationship, and Kylie Minogue as one of their performers. Their invitations were sent in a 20-page silver book, okay, with their tickets for the flights to get to the wedding, as well as their 5-star accommodation in Paris. Amazing. And the total cost, $78 million. But the number 1 goes to Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum and Princess Salama. Woohoo! Clap for me, clap for me. The bride, a royal princess, of course she is, and the groom, the current leader of Dubai. Now, this wedding has been recorded as the most expensive wedding of all time. An amphitheatre was built especially for the 7-day event and was large enough to accommodate, get this, you're talking about 70 guests, 80 guests, 20,000 guests, and the total spend was $100 million. Oh my goodness, I tell you what, but there you go. And it's a wonderful way to lead into our beautiful first guest, Ange Stone, because today we're talking about what is the right shape for you for your wedding dress. Ange Stone.
Hi, amazing.
Now, we're both in the same club. We've been there, done that. We've got the badge of honour.
Yes.
Do you still like your wedding dress?
I love my wedding dress. I still have it. I have it in a the big wedding box, and it's all sealed as well. Like, I love that dress. Do you know, when I was married, every year for 12 years, I put that wedding dress on our wedding anniversary, and I would sit with our children, because we've got 5 children, and we had my ex-husband's 2 children from his first marriage. I would sit there even when I was pregnant with my dress on, and we would watch the video as a family. We did it for 12 years.
That is amazing.
We loved that.
Mine's still sitting in the box, love. I'm sure it's there. Oh, it may not be there. It could be eaten away by little mice or something like that. But maybe I should have a looky.
Storing them is actually really important. You're best to go to, like Maxwell's dry cleaners, a really good dry cleaner, and actually get the proper box and the proper actual covers for the dress to go into to store it.
Okay.
But I still
Good
bring
tip.
it out, shake it out, go, ah!
Oh, good on you.
Crazy, eh?
You are crazy. So that's another story. Rightio, let's talk about the shapes. The first one is the pear shape.
Yes.
Who should wear the pear shape wedding dress?
Well, really, this is designed for those girls that have larger bottoms, larger hips, because this big full skirt will just hide a multitude of sins. And, as long as you've got that little wee waist as well, and that's what it shows off, that beautiful decolletage. And there's that big full tiered skirt as well. So romantic. My dress was just like this.
Really?
Oh, it was. It was big and fluffy.
Of course it was, Einstein. Of course it was.
Those were the days.
Oh, wow. You could go down there again, couldn't you? Never say never, Einstein.
Never say never. You never know.
Apple shape.
Yes,
Now, who should be wearing the apple shape?
Yeah, it really
this is
falls
a bit
through the
happy-ish.
tummy. Yeah, and a lot of girls are actually opting for this very bohemian kind of look. So when you do have that full tummy, but you do have fabulous legs, that once again, that the skirt part of the dress just falls over the largest
It'd be
part.
great for like Fiji or something like that, wouldn't
Oh,
it?
absolutely, like
Very
walking down
cool.
a beach.
Oh.
And look at these, look at the tulle on that big full skirt, just cut to perfection. And then, with the other one there with the long fishtail and the beautiful bodice, just amazing.
Quite beautiful, isn't it, really?
Yeah,
And a little bit
absolutely
forgiving
beautiful.
too with that full skirt.
Yes.
Now, the rectangle shape.
Yes. Now, this is for those girls that really don't have a lot of waist definition, so you really do need to look for something that's actually going to clinch you in at the waist. But once again, another big full skirt. I mean, they help you. They really are camouflaging, Whereas when you start getting into the more shapely through the actual hip and the bottom area, most women, they really got to start working on their figure and go, right, I want to look good in front of all of my guests and all my family that I haven't seen.
There's great
forever.
shapewear though that you can get now too.
Absolutely. I would suggest like Triumph underwear. I used to model for them and I know that shapewear is so good. Even supermodels wear shapewear.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Their
have
bottoms
to.
can't look that perky.
That's
Seriously.
exactly. Too many hours needed in the gym for that.
Yeah, maybe that's what I can ask P. If you can put Botox in your buttocks. But anyway, it's another one. Hourglass.
Yes, the ultimate woman's shape.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Isn't it amazing?
Oh.
Shoulders nipped in at the waist and then, just gracefully shown over the hips here is so elegant and
What
so
a body.
beautiful.
Gorgeous,
it
gorgeous,
is
gorgeous.
amazing. I just love
The groom
that.
would just love that coming down. Oh, and this is so nice. I like this.
I
quite
like this
subtle.
too, yes, and that deep plunging V neck as well. Really good for those that have got a full bust.
Yeah.
That works
okay.
really
So
well.
if you're well endowed, it could be the
Absolutely.
right one.
You just need it to be able to stay there as well.
And there's stuff for that too.
Oh,
the
you
good
get
old
little
tape,
sticky
little
tape.
booby tape.
Absolutely.
We love that.
There's
Booby
lots
tape.
of assistance is required.
No gaffer though. No gaffer. Okay. Inverted triangle shape.
Yes, now this is where someone's wider through the shoulders and much more narrower through the hip. So this is where you can really play with the decolletage and the actual neckline of the dress. Makes a really big difference and it shows off that beautiful, the shoulders that are really sensational. This is when you just need to make sure your arms are in good shape as well to give you that confidence. Now, the halter neck is also very good for those that have a full bust.
Okay.
This is really great. And for those that do have a full bust, just making sure that it's wider on the shoulders so you can wear a really good supportive bra.
Okay. Before we go, do you think the strapless dress has been done to death in weddings?
I think it's one of the, it's just very elegant and it just shows that decolletage, this part of your body that, this part here on your shoulder, it never ages. So it's very, very graceful and I think that's why people do have,
okay.
they don't really have a little cap sleeve, it's just graceful. But there is a lot of that, but I think it's changed, like even since Kate got married, it's more of that
Demure.
Very demure, covered up, just that little bit more long lace arms or even 3/4 arms. It's just covering up the tops of the arm as well. It gives
Okay.
people a bit more confidence.
Righto. Thanks, Ange. That was wonderful.
Thank
So
you.
lovely. Got in the mood for weddings. Not quite, actually, anyway. But anyway, after the break, to Botox or not to Botox? That is the question. P. Blackwood from Modbod joins me. See you soon.
That's my mom, I can remember. Big accordion solo. Glad that the thing.
Rightio. We see a lot of magazines with some of the ladies and men. They've had a little bit of injection here, a little bit of injection here, the big lips, you know, the ab-fab sort of look. So what is Botox? What is derma fillers? Well, fortunately, I caught up on Monday with P. Blackwood from Modbod.
I am beautiful, no matter what they say. Words can't bring me.
Well, we are beautiful inside and out, aren't we, P. Blackwood?
I believe that we are.
We are, but sometimes we just want a little bit more beauty there.
We do.
Or stopping just those little frown lines, the crow's feet. We hear about them all the time, don't we?
We do.
So Modbod is in Rangiora, which is pretty cool, out of North Canterbury. You're out there. But today we're actually going to be talking about just two of your services, Botox and derma fillers. And we put it
Yes.
out there to the viewers to send in their questions. And we've had some great response. So
Good.
should we get into it?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay, so killing some urban myths and all that there. The difference between Botox and derma fillers, go.
Right, well, Botox is a neuromuscular toxin, so it acts on the muscle, whereas, well, to basically, because it's the activity of the muscle that can actually create a wrinkle. So, and dermal filler basically just fills up a little bit of lost volume, or things like fine lines, we can fill up fine lines, or lips, things like that. So, more to do with volume loss.
Oh, lips now, that's a good one to touch on actually.
Yes.
We've
yeah.
seen so much of the whole, the Jenna, the girl Jenna that has all the big lips and that.
Yes.
Now, is hers from that? From the Botox, or how does that work?
That would be more. That would be fillers. So she would have. She's had fillers in her lips. Yeah, yeah. So often, sometimes the young girls can do more. Do lips quite well. Lucky them.
Lucky, lucky those girls.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that would be
Okay.
fillers for sure.
Rightio.
Yeah.
And we've got some images of actually before and afters, because I suppose that's the best thing that can sell us.
Yeah.
Is actually how does someone look before,
Yes.
and then after. That we've helped them out. So, okay, this lady obviously is frowning to show us exactly where. What do you call those? They're not crows. What are they? Frown lines or?
They are frown lines. That is, we call it the glabella complex, which involves the muscles above the brow and the two little lines you can see in the centre. That's your big, what we call the procerus muscle in there. So that is what creates that frown, and there she is after she's had treatment. That's probably about, say, anywhere between 3 to 10 days after treatment. So you can see that nice lift of her brow as
Wow.
well. Yeah, so it's quite nice. It's a really nice way to freshen up the look.
And it's
Yeah.
so subtle.
It is.
Isn't
She
it?
still looks quite natural.
Oh,
And then we've got
there we
somebody
go.
else there.
My
Yep.
goodness.
So the same kind of situation. So
That
that's
looks like
her
me telling off
before.
the boys in the morning. Okay.
And there she is. She looks a lot a little bit younger as well.
Very much.
But just a little bit more awake and, yeah.
Do you know what I love about
Fresher.
your pictures, P? Because they're real. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not a Victoria's Secret model.
Yes.
Pretending that she's got wrinkles. That's
Yeah.
great, isn't it?
It is. It is good. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Anybody,
who is
so
your
anybody.
client though? Who are you seeing? Who are coming to you?
So the men and women, but probably more women we see for Botox, but men are having it because they're in the, some of them are wanting to look a bit younger for whatever industries they're in.
Oh, speaking of men, I think we've got one right here. Not in the studio, but there he goes.
There he is.
Rightio. Okay, so he's got the frowny look on.
Yeah.
Which he looks normal.
He does. He does.
Doesn't he?
With men, there's you've got to be careful with treating men. You do not want to feminise the look unless they want that kind of look. But
Okay.
oh
wow.
So he just looks a little bit more awake there, a little bit more alert and
Instantly younger.
fresher. Yeah.
He looks, actually that's a really good word, fresher.
Yeah.
That's quite cool. Does it hurt?
Little bit, depending on where the area that we treat, and sometimes it depends too on where your client is at when you're treating them. I think if they're feeling a bit more stressed that week, they might just feel the pain a little bit more.
And
but
for ladies, if it's their time of the month, maybe?
Yes, yep, the same thing with that as well. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But it's no worse than if you've ever had your eyebrows plucked out. It's no worse than that kind of just the wee sting and then it's done. Yeah.
Oh, cool. And this is the question that a lot of people have asked. Can you have too much?
The quick answer to that one is that you just, I think it's to do, you can have too much, but really because the practitioner, whoever is performing the treatments on you, needs to consult with you properly with regards to that. So, for example, I would tend not to, I would not recommend having too much.
Right, okay. And we're going to wrap things up, but average cost of getting Botox?
Yeah, Botox. There's not really an average cost. There isn't a quick answer to that. It is per area. From anything from $20 right up to, yes, because it's per unit, you see.
Wow.
Yeah. So anything from that right up to, if you're going to get a proper frown done, maybe $380, something like that.
Okay.
But depends on areas.
It's so cool. Good on you,
it's not too
Pete.
bad.
Thanks for answering all those questions out there. Remember, Mod Bod and good old North Canterbury Rangiora. Thanks, Pete.
You're welcome. Nice to be here.
Well, there we go, P. Remember to give her a call and just have a chat with her. She's an awesome chick. But now, it's getting a little bit sci-fi. Alex is here from Tech Bikes. Too cool, my friend. How you doing?
Not too bad, thank you.
Well, this is it. This is
Yes,
it. We've talked about
that's
last
right.
time when you came in. We actually didn't see it in the flesh. But this is the Yike bike.
It is, yes.
Who developed it?
So it was developed by a team of guys right here in Canterbury. They're manufactured on Montreal Street, in fact.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you want to support Canterbury made, this is it. And so a lot of people don't realise even the frame, the battery, the motor, everything, it's all done here.
It's just, when you brought it in, it was all collapsed down.
Yes.
And so simple and easy. About 15 kg with the two wheels on, is that right?
Yes, that's right. And if you use the single wheel, that one there, which it comes with as standard, it's 13.5 kgs.
So it's not heavy at all, is it?
Not heavy at all, no.
And the black carry bag that you've got there, so it just all slips into
Yeah, that's right.
That's
That's the
have a look
size
at
that it
that.
folds down to, there. So you can literally chuck this under your desk when you get to work.
That's exactly what I was
Yep.
getting to, especially with you. We know how busy the commuting is at the moment, getting around and about. This is fun, and I'm going to hop on. So I don't have my little Douglas in my ear, so I'm relying on the boys here.
Right.
But
And this is
cool.
the first time you've ridden it, isn't it?
It is the first time I've
Yes.
ridden it. So I don't have one at home, and I do like a bit of speed, unfortunately, for you maybe. I might go straight into George on camera one. So this is I'm going to bounce there, and whoopsie daisy. So it's quite fast, isn't it?
It is. It'll do 23 kilometres an hour.
So here we've got it's well lit. Tell us about the lighting we've got around here, because this is safety.
It is for safety. So you've got
I'd like to show this off too.
heaps of
Dave,
lighting.
Can you see? Oops, I've
You've
just
got
pushed my
indicators
indicator.
on there. You've got a little horn, So as far as being visible
Yeah.
and letting people know when you're coming up on them, it's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
And you've even got the foot pedals in there for me as well.
You do, yes.
But I just get a little hint there, but there's indicators. There's
There
actual
are.
indicators.
Yep.
So let's put those on. If I move around for Dave to get a shot of that. And we can hear it though.
Yes, that's right.
what
It's
is it?
because when you are allowed to ride these on the footpath legally. It's
Okay.
the only non-mobility device that's
Yeah.
legal for use on a footpath.
Right.
So when you're riding around in amongst the pedestrians,
Yeah.
it's good to give them a little bit of an auditory warning that you're coming up.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. Okay, I'm going to ask the boring question. Woo! Whoa, George! I didn't actually nearly take out George then. Price, because I'm thinking this must be at least a couple of thousands. If you said it's made, the design's here in Canterbury. We love buying New Zealand made design, but it always costs a little bit more.
Yes.
Must be at least a couple of thousand, surely.
Yeah, so including GST, you're looking at 5750 for this model. So
Including GST?
including GST. So that
goodness.
is cheaper than
Including GST?
So that
goodness.
is cheaper than, say, your cheapest Vespa scooter.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And to charge it, how does that work?
So to charge it, it comes with a little charger that looks just like a laptop charger. Plug it in, it only takes 1.5 hours to charge up, and that'll give you 14 kilometres range.
Okay, so I'm going to picture paint, Alex, and you can do it for me as well. We're going to work.
Yes.
Well, we're there for at least 5, 6, 8 hours or more, so that's plenty of time for it to charge by the time you do head home.
That's exactly right. So if your commute is, say, 10 Ks, where I think about 80% of people have a commute that's less than 10 Ks,
Yep.
you know, ride it to work, chuck it in, 1.5 hours, it's charged and it's ready to get you home again.
It's too groovy. Hey, I'm thinking for Christmas, this is a pretty cool Christmas present.
Perfect.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, going one more. Dad! It's Father's Day next week.
Yeah.
Ooh, see, that's good. Heels probably not the best thing to wear on this. I think I'm in Italy. But for Dad, seriously, so
Absolutely.
next weekend,
Yes.
how many have you got plenty in stock? Or can we
do.
give a gift voucher, or can we do
Well,
that for our
because
dads?
they're actually made in Canterbury,
Yeah.
we can get them straight off the production line for you.
That is too cool. That is awesome. Hey, thanks, Alex. And very exciting coming up. We're going to be heading out to the hills and that, aren't we, of some bikes you've got
That's
as
right,
well.
yep, we're going to try some on the road.
Good on you. So that's Tech Bikes. Alex is just awesome and there to help you. Shop 16A at Barrington Mall. Phone 033331 7075. techbikes.nz. Too cool. Now, after the break, we have the beautiful Karen Smith here, and we're talking design, interior design for your home. See you soon. Woo! Woo-hoo!
I bid you welcome, welcome home. Our street, our house, in the middle of our house, it has a crowd.
Casabella, beautiful house. We can all have a beautiful house, thanks to the beautiful Karen Smith from Casabella Interior Design. How you doing, Karen?
I'm great, thanks. Good to be here.
It is good to be here. Well, we've actually had some fun though, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
We've been out on
We've had a
location
ball.
to the amazing design studio. So what is it called? It's a Bible basically for interior designers, isn't it really?
It's called Design Made
Yeah.
on Montreal Street, but it is actually for trade.
Mm.
However, you can go in there and be inspired, look at some really, really amazing things, and you can borrow samples, but what you've got to know, it's not a place where you can get advice. You have to
No.
go in there and look at things yourself.
Yeah. So the day we went down, we've actually, in fact, if you notice, all the crew were there that day. That's in
Yeah.
here today, so we all
Yeah.
know well and truly about it. We covered blinds with SP blinds.
That's right, yes.
Fandangled, they all go up and down. It's very techno.
Yeah.
And then Seneca, the Seneca range with curtains and with the wallpaper. I mean, let's tease the viewers that we'll be seeing coming up. Just particularly the wallpaper, the bamboo one. Oh my goodness.
Yes, yeah, the idea was to show people the very sort of latest and greatest, and these are new releases that have come in from overseas. So there's something for everybody, and there's a lot of styles. So, you know, it's all personal taste as well.
But you
Yeah.
can be sport for choice. But I guess
Yeah.
it's the beautiful thing. It's like a library. You can go in there and see exactly what's on offer. But just reiterating, you can't buy anything. You need to speak to an interior designer, and they will make the connection and get it all going.
That's right.
Karen, what can you see, or where can you see designs going at the moment for our homes? What are the trends that are coming through?
Well, personally, I think you do have to be careful of trends because they come and go. So you might think, I'm going to go for the latest and greatest, but then you'll put it in, and 6 months later you'll go, what the hell was I doing? You'll want to change it all. So really, what it's about, it's about choosing something you absolutely love. So if it's the latest trend and you absolutely love it, then do it, because you'll have it and enjoy it for a long time. Because really, we're not going to ever be able to keep up with trends.
No, you're dead right, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
fashion, isn't it? It's ever evolving.
Yes.
Well, I'm very fortunate because we're building, and the beautiful Karen will be helping me because I have no idea. I have an idea of sort of what I want, but really putting it all together. And so for me, building from the ground up, where do you start with someone like that?
Well, basically, we'll start with looking at a set of plans and have a really good chat to you about what your lifestyle's like, how many in your family, what they're up to, and then from there advise. But also, I will be translating you into that home. So
Translating.
yeah, so I'll be picking
up
up
3 boys. Might not like too much pink or anything, but okay.
Yeah, so basically my role is to translate a person, a personality into their home in a tasteful way.
Because do you think also after the earthquakes we've had that the home is even more important to
definitely.
Cantabrians?
Yeah, I really do, because your home, they say your home is your haven, but it's a safe place, and if you have a beautiful home and it's dressed to your own needs, then I mean it's somewhere to enjoy and feel at peace, I think too.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
At peace.
Yeah.
Should we be scared of interior designing because of cost?
Well, I think it's an absolute investment, because if you don't have any experience and you go out and you go wild, suddenly you've got a home where nothing connects or goes together, and therefore you can actually downplay anything, all the money you've spent can actually, it can go against you.
Yes.
If you haven't got a beautiful decor at the end and things don't sort of go together, then that's going to ruin your home.
And that's where you need an interior designer to actually have a plan.
That's right.
Not just haphazardly going out and, I like that little thing and that little thing, and get lots of little things that actually don't fit together.
Yeah, or don't follow a style. So you may have, some people do like a lot of different styles all going on, which can be a little bit messy. So that's not really going to bring you peace.
No, that's good. Well, I'm really looking forward to going forth with you and showing you all at home just the amazing, amazing styles and designs that are out there. Thanks so much, Karen. It's a pleasure catching up. So Casabella Interiors, they're in Burnside, but you can go through to the wonderful website, Karen, to casabella.co.nz. Rightio. Now, there is no segue at all from design or sort of kind of fashion. In 2010, I had the pleasure of meeting Claire Third, who is a taxidermist. Now, her hobby is, though, creating pieces that are very unique. And it was a unique time. Warning, though, if you do have a bit of a queasy tummy, some of the scenes may not be for you. Enjoy.
We now take you on a journey back in time with Canterbury Rewind.
The passion for taxidermy has always been there, always, in the back of my mind. I've painted animals, hybridised animals, not consciously, it's been an unconscious and ongoing process of painting people and animals and then doing etchings of them and making movies of them. Somewhere along the line I realised that what I really wanted to do was actually do them three-dimensionally. I put that off for ages because I just wasn't ready to do that. I mean, there's one thing in stuffing an animal and there's another thing in sort of imagining other things with animals and perhaps taking them to realms that they've never been to. Other taxidermists do trophies and things, and they come in with a purpose and they go out with a purpose. So, and what I do is they don't go back to a person. They're artworks. So I get things and I create them and turn them into art, and they sit around here forever. Hopefully they'll make it to a gallery one day or something. My inspiration for my work comes from history and legends and my own imagination, and it all comes together, and artistic license as well. It's amazing how many people bring me animals and they don't want them back, so that's even better. So I have bits and bobs that I work with, and I think, oh, what am I going to do with that? And it sits in the freezer for years sometimes, and until the perfect marriage, you know, happens. I find animals, I see them on the side of the road, and sometimes I'll knock on doors and stuff to try and get that cat back to whoever's it is, which is quite terrible sometimes because they think I've run it over. It's awful, but I've never run a cat over. It's quite a good feeling giving someone's animal back, because, you know, it's part of the family and they can continue with their grieving process, which is good. But if nothing turns up, then I'll work with it. Yeah. I do find it hard doing the more grotesque parts, and sometimes I'll mull over it with a cup of tea, or have someone in the room with me sometimes, you know, for the first cut. But then it's okay. Then you just get into it and just get on with it, basically. You know, there's favourite parts of the job, and that's not my favourite. A friend of mine said, oh, Claire, have you heard? And I went, oh, no, what? She goes, oh, someone said, oh, is that the chick that gets animals from the SPCA and then kills them? And it's like, oh, that's terrible. I'd never kill an animal. It's just, and all my animals that I have got, they've died of natural or unnatural causes, but they've never been killed for the purpose of what I do. They've never, like, you know, got hitmen out there chopping them off for me. I mean, I've been waiting for 7 years for a white rabbit. You know, I could go out and buy one from the pet shop. I would never do that. I would never get someone else to do that. It's just terrible. So I've got a perfect white cat in my freezer that is going to have white bunny ears one day. So one day that perfect rabbit will be found. And the reason why it's going to have white bunny ears is because she's got nibbled off ears, because she's a white cat and had pink ears, and had to get them removed for cancer. So for 7 years or whatever, I've thought, what am I going to do about those ears? I know, bunny ears.
I warned you, and it doesn't stop there, because part 2's after the break. But before that, we meet the beautiful Elizabeth Chesterman from the Cancer Society. It is Daffodil Day this Friday. See you soon.
In a field of daffodils, come this spring, honey, I'm yours. I'll give my heart to you. In a field of daffodils, come this spring.
A field of daffodils. That sounds quite nice, doesn't it, Elizabeth?
It's lovely, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
And you've brought a little bit of daffodils into us today.
A little bit of yellow.
It is a bit lovely. Hey, welcome back to Canterbury. I can't believe it's been another year.
It has.
This is it though, isn't it? This is the big fundraiser.
This is a really important time for us, because it is a fundraiser, but it's also awareness. It's letting people know that we're there to help, and it's also getting people to talk about cancer.
I know, the big C word. Do you think we're getting better though?
Much better.
We are, aren't we, I think?
We don't even use that term like we used to.
No.
I think people are much more open about talking, about going and seeing their doctor if they are worried, and of course you get better results that way.
Of course you do. Of course you do. It's being proactive, isn't it? Yeah. Hey, let's talk about the daffodils, because of course we see, and I'm wearing one, you're wearing one, the badges there, the little
the fabric flowers.
The fabric ones, you know, and they're fine, they're good as gold. Yeah. But you do actually have the daffodils to purchase?
The real daffodils.
The real McCoy?
Yes. We've had volunteers phoning for the last 2 weeks, virtually all of the business houses in Christchurch and throughout our division. And people have the option to buy a $50 bunch or a $30 bunch. And as we speak, they're all being delivered around the streets of Christchurch, Timaru, Greymouth and Ashburton.
So how many daffodils, just quietly, do you have to have available?
Well, on Sunday, our volunteers and staff packed 93,000 blooms.
93,000?
And that's only for Christchurch and North Canterbury. We sent the boxes down to Timaru and Ashburton, so the volunteers down there are packing their own.
My goodness.
Yeah, and I'm still not over daffodils. They're beautiful.
Well, they make you smile, don't they?
They do.
They really do.
Yeah, and they offer hope and inspiration, which is what we really want people to think about.
Yeah, I think that's it. And hope is a big thing as well.
Very much.
There is
hope.
Options.
Yeah.
And,
with our help, there is hope.
With your help. And now, for viewers are watching this, where is the Daffodil Society? Well, that's all it is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
The Cancer Society. Where is it located?
In Christchurch. We're at our third location post-earthquake.
Exactly, that's what I'm asking. It's like around.
We've got a lovely centre at the moment at 97 Fitzgerald Avenue, which is between Chewham and Litchfield Street.
Okay.
Reasonably easy to find if you're going the right way down Fitzgerald Avenue. And we've got staff, volunteers, a small shop and all the help you need.
You do. Actually, another plug, I know we're talking about cancer in general, but you also sell, and I've put them myself, the big plungers of sunscreen.
We do. We can get
and they are such a great price.
They're the 1 litre or the 2 litre.
They're awesome.
Schools, play
Sports
centres, teams, And we also do have the sunscreen spikes that people can borrow for special fundraising events. And
they're very cool, very cool indeed. And you have to think about it, it's there. Let's talk about our lovely Charlotte. Now, what is the story behind Charlotte?
Well, every year the Cancer Society has a teddy bear.
Yes.
And every year the teddy bear's a little different. This year, in special memory of a lovely Princess Charlotte that was born earlier in the year, we named her Charlotte. So this is our Charlotte bear this year.
She's gorgeous.
And we have people that collect them every year.
Really?
So, including myself.
Oh, just quietly.
And she's very popular.
Look at her paws though. Look at her paws. I don't know if Dave can get that. You've got a little daffodil on one of the paws. Isn't that just delicate?
And because it's a very special year, 25 years since Daffodil Day came on as a fundraiser, we're celebrating our 25th birthday.
How fair.
So that's pretty amazing, really.
Who, putting on the spot, who came up with the idea of the daffodil?
Oh, 25 years ago I wasn't born.
That's a really good answer. That's good trivia. You can research that at home and look that up. Let's talk about the website though, because it is brilliant, cancernz.org.nz, and really cool because you can flick on to whatever region you want to find out what's going on.
Yes,
which is really good.
We're part of a national organisation, and so sometimes people in Christchurch want to know about the services in Auckland because mum or dad might live up there. So go to that, visit the site. We've got a new website, so it's a little bit brighter and better.
Yeah, it's great. So it's really easy to move around, so I commend you on that.
Yellowed.
Yeah, exactly. It's been pimped out in yellow. Remember, you will see ANZ, especially the daffodil little boxes there to purchase. But Daffodil Day is officially on Friday. This Friday, the 28th of August, doesn't mean that you just only give on that day, though. Remember, not only on that day. So many good things. And if you need help, 0800 Cancer. 0800 Cancer is the number to call through for any assistance. Congratulations, Elizabeth, another wonderful year to you and the team. Thank you.
Look
after
so
Princess
much.
Charlotte.
Well done.
She's so gorgeous. And now, again, warning, we're back to our story with Claire Third, the taxidermy. Enjoy.
We don't use the real eyes. Eyes are a completely ball of jelly. We don't do eyes. They're all glass, and you can get some beautiful eyes. I've got books of the eyes you can get, and it's fantastic. And another one is that we don't suck the guts out and then pump them up again with something. It's not a matter of filling it up until it looks right. is a pickle. It's a solution that it goes into before it gets tanned. It swells up the skin cells to enable the skin cells to then absorb the tanning solution. The thing is, I have broken my own rule, and that is I am doing someone's pet at the moment, but I'm doing it my way. His cat will be sleeping, and it will be curled up with his paws over his face, because I didn't know the cat, and therefore I don't know its expressions. And unfortunately this cat was run over right in half, so there's a lot, this is a lot of bruising, so I'm hoping that won't damage it too much. Expressions are just a biggie, you know, and if you get it wrong, you really get it wrong, and it might look good to me, but it won't look good to him. It's, you know, just, you know, it's so subtle, just a little pinch here or there is just, you know, the undoing, basically, of someone's family.
This is the head, Claire?
Yes. It's got a fair bit of bitty bits in him. Yes, there he is.
It's almost like a piece of fabric now.
I have had a passion of late of pigs, actually, and hairy piggies. Not the little pink ones with no hair, because that would just be no fun at all, but little hairy pigs. I'd love to find a little hairy pig, you know, just a little big, beautiful. I'd love to do a wee piggy, yeah. Of course, you know, leopards and things would be nice as well, but they're few and far between. I have thought about people. I have had the odd opportunity to the foot, or someone's amputated arm or something, and I've declined because there are ethical things there, and I'm not actually that interested in people. I prefer animals. Apparently there's about 2 other women in the world, to my knowledge, you know, that do similar stuff to me, and good on them. And I think that's because women think out of the square a little, and maybe it's because we're feminine and we sort of feminise our work, I guess, rather than, oh, look at our kills, you know, stick on the wall, you know. Maybe we sort of think a little bit more around, and maybe we see a thing and go, oh, I wonder what I can do with that. Let's make it pretty. I am skinning off a wallaby toe. It is going to be a finger extension for a friend of mine who's missing part of her finger. Yeah, it's a long process. So basically this wallaby toe will look like this, but it will be in line with the rest of the fingers because she has a short finger. So
what are you doing now?
I'm just popping it into this mixture here, just to preserve it for until I get to it next time. I think, yeah, most of my friends and family are fine with what I do because they know I'm not nasty. Kids take it pretty good. When I first started, my daughter Lilith had just started school, and she'd go, oh, can you bring me the brain? Okay, I'll give you the brain. And so she'd have a little brain and show her friends, and that would be a talking point, and let's poke the brain and say, look at that, it's a brain that comes out of your head, and bring me the eye, you know, and things like that. And with my first cat, I said, I'm doing a cat today. Oh, can you bring me the purrer? You know, it was just, that was classic, you know. It's hard to be a happy person creatively, and, you know, do other things in life, you know, like have an actual job and be a mother and all the rest. It's like you put all these things in, and then you go, oh, but what I really want to do is I hope people see me as a friend of animals, because I really absolutely adore animals. You know, I'd give my kidney to my dog if I could, if she needed it. And I prefer them alive actually than dead. But if they are dead, I like to, you know, preserve them and, you know, keep them gorgeous, because animals are lovely.
I did warn you, but it is a beautiful story, and I think she is wonderful, and she does love animals. So many thanks to Claire Third and to Richard Lord that shot and cut that piece. So there we go. Now stay with us after the break. We can relax a little bit. We have the beautiful Phyllis Brown.
I did it my way. When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would.
Rightio, just the way you are, Phyllis Brown.
Yes.
So today's about self-acceptance.
Yes.
We're not very good at that, are we?
No, we're not. And I thought, just to round off the whole transform your life aspect, self-acceptance, I think it's your biggest challenge. I think it's something that we really struggle with. Even as a child, we're always looking for approval or recognition. So within the whole family dynamic, you'll have that whole sibling rivalry going on where we're trying to find approval and recognition. And then you're looking at your parents for that, then you're looking at your teachers for that, then you go into your groups, your friendships, you're looking for that. And you're looking for that in your work situation. It's ongoing. It's an ongoing process in every dynamic of your life. But, you know, ultimately, you have to accept yourself. Ultimately, you have to accept yourself.
But how can you get it through to yourself?
Yeah.
And practice it though, and every day?
I think the biggest component is to really understand that your limitations, not limitations in that you can't achieve anything in your life, but you have to look at your skills. So, you know, you can't be a jet fighter pilot if you don't have the skill. However, you could be the best salesperson, or you could be the best person that can bring forward a sense of joy to people. You could be the funniest person in the room. You've got to look at what your core skills are and how good they are, and accept that that's who you are, rather than trying to be like Mrs. Smith next door or like Claudia Schiffer on the television, or trying to emulate or be somebody else. Come back to yourself and think, well, who am I? What is it that really strikes a chord with me? Who am I?
So how do we change our thinking? Because unfortunately with social media, every day we are faced with images of what we aspire to be. What we hope to be. I'm not talking about work ethics, but actually physically and things like that.
I think that when you look at what we're shown on a day-to-day basis, you have to just come back to your own reality. You have to actually own where you are at that point in time. So again, if you're on, let's say, a food regime, you know, you're not going to lose 15 kilos overnight, but you might lose a kilo a week. That's a realistic goal. That's accepting that that is achievable. And, you know, you can, of course you can change. You can aspire by a different look or different makeup or wearing different clothes. That's all very achievable, as long as in here you feel it inside. You're not masking any hurt or pain, because that facade will crack. You have to come back to, well, who you really are. If you can't live up to the desired images that we're seeing, is that really important? Is it important? Should you just live up to your desired lifestyle? That's important. Who is it that you've got around you that do accept you, that do just love you for who you absolutely are? That's important. But we don't necessarily need to engender love from the whole nation or the whole race of humanity. But who is it that around you are going, do you know something? You're absolutely perfect. You're really beautiful. You know, you said that before I came on. We've got the beautiful Phyllis Brown. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, am I beautiful?
But what is beautiful though?
Exactly. So it is that
you go.
interpretation, and of course there's that beautiful program coming on, I think on Channel 1, with one of the big models. I can't remember her name, but she's
Rachel Hunter.
That's the one. She's looking at the concepts of beauty.
Yes.
So you have to look at what is your concept of beauty, and your beauty might be that you can always look on the positive side. You do motivate people. You do help people through difficult situations. These are all beautiful gifts that you can offer people. And in that, if you can accept those gifts, then you start to feel beautiful.
Exactly.
You start to feel beautiful.
Well, what is our card this week, my love?
Our card this week is the solar plexus
Oh, it looks like
chakra.
a little bit of like a daffodil here.
It does. I didn't realise the yellow. So solar plexus is where your self-confidence is, your I am power, self-acceptance. So it's the really good chakra to work on if you're feeling a bit disillusioned with yourself.
Okay.
Just power that up and go, I am good, I am great, I am fantastic,
And
I
you
am
are
fabulous.
fantastic, Phyllis Brown, and we're lucky we have you every week to inspire us. Have a wonderful week. Thank you so much. It's been a great Monday was awesome. Wednesday was fantastic. Have a fantastic week, and we will see you all on Monday. Have a great day.
'Cause it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Oh, baby, any day that you're gone away. It's a beautiful day.